Hi all. In this video we are going to see energy savings of pump and its efficiency. That is, let us see in detail about energy savings and or energy audit of pump and its efficiency. Generally, what is a pump? That is, a pump is a device used to convert mechanical energy into pressure energy for the movement of fluids or such liquids or gases as any slurries. That is, it is generally available in any liquid transmission systems, that is fluid or fluid transmission systems. The objective is to transfer the fluid from any one point to another point, that is one source location to another source location, so destination location, and it is to circulate fluid around the system, that is around any system. It is to circulate the fluid around any kind of system or any kind of fluid system or pumping systems. And there are the main pump components are available, that is first one is pump, the ordinary pump, and a prime mover which is electric motor, and a piping to carry fluid, and other one is valve to control flow in a system, that the valve may be a mechanical valve or automatic control system valve. This is a pump layout. Here we can see the pump, overall layout of a pump. It is clearly visible that it is a real-time picture, that is real-time picture of a pump layout. And there is a pump curves, that is there are two curves are available for a pump system, that is pump system, that is system head curve and a pump head curve. That is system curve head curve is like this, and pump head curve is like this, and the combination of these two curves will form a pump operating point or duty point. That is here in this graph you will see a pump operating point, where you can the point of intersection of these two curves are called duty point or operating point, where the pump is operating. And this is the static head. There are two types of heads are available, that is a static head and dynamic or discharge head. This is a static head and this is a dynamic or discharge head. And this graph is generally for between head and rate of flow. There are some pump terminologies are available, that is friction head and static head and operating head point, and the static section lift static discharge head. That is friction head is nothing but a measure of resistance to flow provided by the pipe, valve, etc. Static head is a amount of feet of evaluation the pump must lift the water regardless of flow. The operating point is a point where system curve and pump curve intersect, is called the operating point or duty point. And the static suction lift is the vertical distance from the water line to the center line of the impeller. And the static discharge head is the vertical distance from the discharge outlet to the point of discharge or liquid level when discharging into a bottom of the water tank. Here are the data collections, that is basically what are the data or what are the specification has to be considered while selecting any pumping systems or any pumps. That is particularly these are categories, these are the terms, ID code and application and a make and a type of the pump and model, what type of model is needed, and fluid to be pumped, what kind of fluid is to be pumped, and the density of the particular fluid, and number of stages, that is what are the stages the fluid or any liquid can be processed, under processed or any without process, it has to be transferred. Based on that you have to select, and rated suction pressure in a kilogram per centimeter squared, and rated discharge pressure in a kilogram per centimeter squared, and rated total pressure in kilogram per centimeter squared, and rated flow and rated efficiency. These are the basic specifications or data collections before selecting any pumping system, or we have to in case we are building a pumping system on our own, or inventing a new pumping proposed system or pumping system. These are the parameters should be satisfied, or these are parameters should be available in a naming, that is naming nameplate. The continuation to the data collection is input kilowatt of the pump and the speed of the pump. Next, year of commissioning, motor kilowatt, that is motor is providing a mechanical output which is coupled with this pumping system for pumping the water. So motor has to plays a vital role in a pumping system. So that we have to consider a motor rating also, motor voltage and the rated current of the motor, and motor frame speed of the motor, that is it is RPM, it is expressed in RPM, and the rated motor efficiency and the minimum recirculation required. Next is type of flow control system installed are the major parameters. These are the major parameters that must be considered, or that must be look into when selecting a motor, or when any kind of rotation rotation energy or mechanical input given to the pumping system. The device must have satisfy this kind of parameters or the requirements. And this is a instruments required. There are some instruments are required, that is power analyzer used for measuring electrical parameters such as kilowatt, kVA, power factor, voltage, ampere and frequency. And the stroboscope is used to measure the speed of the driven equipment and motor, or that is the rotation of the motor or rotor part of the motor. The third one is ultrasonic flow meter or online flow meter for measuring the flow of the liquid. These above instruments can be used in addition to the calibrated online or plant instruments. Parameters to be measured is, that is energy consumption pattern of the pump, that is it has to be audited, or it has to be monitored daily basis or on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. Motor electric parameters that must be in kilowatt, kVA or power factor, ampere, voltage and frequency for individual pumps. Are the main or major electrical parameters of the motor, or the device that is providing a rotational energy to the pump, which has to be operated under or which has to be operated on the basis of electrical energy. And the pump operating parameters to be monitored for each pump, that is discharge flow, head, suction and discharge, load variation, pumps operating hours and operating schedules, and pump or motor speed. These are the basic operating parameters to be monitored for each pump. That is, if an industry is having a number of pumps installed, they have to monitor these parameters, that is these major 5 parameters to be monitored for each and every pumps. Next is when we go for a performance, that is efficiency and performance evaluation of the pumps, we have to consider such parameters or particulars, that is unit load, pump ID code, pump application, fluid to be pumped, density of the fluid as we have already seen the previous slides, suction head, discharge head, total head developed by the pump, water flow, speed of the pump or motor. This has to be properly audited or properly monitored based on their unit and consumption actual, and there must be some remarks or suggestion must be made for each and every parameters. The next is motor specifications, that is every motor has some specific specification nameplates. Based on that, we have to, based on our pumping applications or based on our water level pumping system, we have to choose the motor ratings, that is the input kilowatt to the pump, that is the output of the motor, input kilowatt of the motor, hydraulic kilowatt, next is combined efficiency and other things, that is power, current, voltage, throttle valve position, percentage open, next is flow control frequency and the duration if any, next is percentage of pump and flow, etc. are to be considered or are to be monitored regularly. Based on that, we will calculate the efficiency or performance of the pumps. Next is efficiency performance calculation. That is pump hydraulic power can be calculated by the following formula. That is hydraulic power in kilowatt is calculated by Q. That is Q is the water flow rate. Total head, that is which is calculated by on the difference of discharge head and suction head, which is in meter unit. This is a meter here. The units are mentioned. Into rho. Rho is the density of the fluid. Into G. G is the acceleration due to gravity. These are the major parameters to calculate the hydraulic kilowatt, that is hydraulic power of the pump. And pump efficiency is equal to hydraulic power divided by pump shaft power or motor output power. That is from that we can calculate pump shaft power is equal to hydraulic power into motor efficiency. This is the major formulas or major calculation done in a pump efficiency calculation. Next is flow measurement, that is Q. And the following are the methods for flow measurements. There are 3 methods available in flow measurements, that is ultrasonic flow measurement, tank filling method, and the installation of an online flow meter. This is here you can see a rating of a motor, that is this is the nameplate of a nameplate of a motor. Here the motor has some specification, that is this is here they have mentioned as batch number and a frame number from the manufacturing side, and here the rated speed, that is 1440 rpm. Next is voltage, current are the major parameters to be noted on a nameplate of any kind of AC or DC motor. And this is the basic data table for that can be analyzed or compared when performing any energy auditing or any energy management energy observation, that is energy saving or consumption observation done. These are the parameters with description is to be considered or monitored. Name, head, discharge, input power, power consumption daily or daily basis or weekly basis, monthly basis, efficiency, specific power consumption, running hours per day, running hours per annum, power consumption per annum, unit rate, total expenditure per annum. This has to be calculated based on some basis, that is based on some formulas that is discussed in previous videos, that are all discussed in previous videos. You can see it here. The present pump values is they have calculated based on some parameters up to the payback period they have calculated for the year, and for proposed pump the calculation has to be done based on some audit or some energy saving technique. These are some measured data from the system, that is flow rate, it is measured at 0.013, and this is the discharge head in meters and the static head in meters. It is the difference between the both the things, that is total head, and motor voltage, motor current and motor input power are mentioned along with its unit. And some calculations have been done in order to calculate the efficiency, that is efficiency of the pump. Hydraulic power, we have seen the formula. This is a Q, this is for head, that is total head value into 1000 to 9.8 divided by 1000. This is gravity, this is the density. From that we will calculate hydraulic power. For calculating motor air gap power, Pg is equal to 3.89 kilowatt, which is given, and the motor shaft power is equal to pump shaft power. Motor shaft power is equal to Pg minus S into Pg, that is S is the slip speed, that is slip, motor slip. Slip is equal to Ns minus synchronous speed minus rotor speed divided by synchronous speed. Synchronous speed is calculated with this formula 120 F by P. From that we will calculate slip, and from that we will calculate the motor shaft power. This is in kilowatts. Next is pump efficiency. Pump efficiency is calculated using a hydraulic power divided by pump shaft power. Both values are known. Therefore, we will get 24% of we are getting 24% of motor pump efficiency. Next is power. From the power we will calculate the power factor, that is which is cosine of angle of voltage and current. Cos phi is the power factor. This is the power factor we are calculating. Next is calculation for expenditure, total expenditure per annum, that is total expenditure per annum. Here they have considered 3 hours, 110 days per sem, and next is running hours per annum is 330 hours. Next is power consumption daily, that is this is into mark, is a multiplication. This is daily consumption is 3 into 3 hours into 3.89, that is calculated power, mentioned power in the previous slides. 3.89 is the power. Next is we will calculate the daily consumption. For per annum consumption, 330 into 3.89, 330 is mentioned for per annum hours. From that we will calculate it, and unit rate is rupees, 8 rupees is mentioned. Therefore 8 into 1283.7 power, that is unit. Therefore we are getting expenditure, total expenditure per annum is 10,269 rupees. This is expenditure calculation. And next is affinity loss of centrifugal loads, that is generally any kind of fluid system or a pumping system will have some affinity loss. That is there are three laws, that is flow is directly proportional to motor speed. Next is speed is pressure is directly proportional to square of the motor speed. Next is power is directly proportional to cube of the motor speed, that is motor speed the cube. VFD, we have already seen what is VFD, that is variable speed drive or frequency drive, which is used to drive any kind of 3-phase motor in order to achieve energy savings or energy consumption, or to achieve energy consumption and to reduce the cost of the energy consumption. You will see what is that. This is the energy, that is affinity loss for pump, that is Q is the flow is directly proportional to speed, N is the speed, and P is the pressure is directly proportional to the square of the speed, and the HP is the horsepower, that is horsepower is directly proportional to the cube of the speed, that is speed the cube. This is a graph between speed and flow in percentage. We will see how the speed is varying as per the flow rate and the pressure rate and the power. We will see here. And assuming the pump, next we will see a small example, that is assuming the pump does not need to run at full load all the day. We will use an example of running full speed of 100% for 25% of the day, 80% speed for 50% of the day, that is the pump is running for 80% speed for 50% of the day, and 60% speed for remaining 25% of the day. Cost of running with an AC drive controlling the motor, that is what is the cost of when we operate the motor with the AC drive, that is VFD. 5.2 HP, here they have calculated for 5.2 HP. This is for 100%, so here it is 1 is mentioned. This is 80%, so 80.8 is mentioned. This is 60%. From that we are getting some different values of rupees, that is these are all rupees. These are all in rupees. Different values of rupees we are getting, and the total amount is 5,000 750.69 rupees for per day, and annual saving is 10,269.6 minus 5,750.990, which is 4,519 rupees. That is, this is a comparison between before installation of VFD minus, that is, and after installation of VFD, that is voltage variable frequency drives. After installing, we are saving an amount of 4,519 rupees annually, and payback period is 2.27 years. The effect of VFD on flow rate, that is based on that how the effect of VFD is happening. That is, this is a speed curve, this is a flow rate curve for different percentage, that is different percentage of speed for different for some period of time, how the force value and the flow rate and the speed are varying. This is the curve or graph for it. And the energy conservation opportunities, that is, on comparing the actual values with the design or performance test values, if any deviation is found, list the factors with the details and suggestions to overcome that, and compare the specific energy consumption with the best achievable value on considering the different alternatives. That is, the various alternatives are available. We will consider such alternatives to overcome such problems or such flaws, and investigating to be carried out for problematic areas, and enlist scope of improvement with extensive physical checks or observations based on the actual operating parameters, and enlist recommendations for action to be taken for improvement if applicable, such as there are some enlist recommendation, that is replacement of pumps, impeller replacement, impeller trimming, variable speed drive applications, etc. There is variable speed drive applications have variety of options that has been seen in previous videos. Based on that, we have to do some energy conservation methods, or we will conserve energy based on the mentioned above points. Avoiding oversizing of pumps. This is the characteristics curves considering all parameters and all terms of pump system, that is pump efficiency, motor efficiency, and operating a motor at full load, and for variable load and variable requirements on the basis of head meters, etc. are mentioned here, and for different operating point or duty point, how the motor is running is mentioned here. Based on this area of operation, energy saving has to be done, and it has to be analyzed and monitored daily or monthly or yearly based on our requirements. It has to be analyzed and it has to be audited regularly in order to improve the overall system efficiency and to reduce the cost, either maintenance cost or energy consumption cost. Energy conservation possibilities, that is overall summary is given. Improvement of systems and drives, use of energy efficient pumps, replacement of inefficient pumps, trimming of impellers, these we have seen already, pumping system, sizing, and use of high efficiency motors, that is high efficiency motor will also one kind of improvement technique, but the installation cost is when we go for high efficient motor, the installation cost is high, but the maintenance will be very low. Maintenance cost is integration of variable speed drives into pumps, that is ASD, VFD, some other things, and high performance lubricants for maintenance purpose, that is low temperature fluidity, high temperature stability of high performance lubricants can increase energy efficiency by reducing frictional losses. Frictional losses can be avoided. This is about this energy audit and its of a pump and with its explanation. If any suggestion or comment is available, you will put it in a comment box. Thank you, and subscribe to the channel.